Well, season's greetings and Merry Christmas to anybody who's watching this. This is the 2024 Christmas display. This may be one of the last times this display is set up at this location. I'm going to do a walk around and do a very thorough, basically examination of everything here. Feel free to listen to my commentary. I will be providing some explanations of some of the displays. If you prefer not to listen, that's totally fine. My feelings won't be hurt. Feel free to mute. And we're going to start over here. This is Kodak traditional C6 replica over here. I've been putting these up for about the last 2 years. I really like these. They're very, very hard to find, though. I'm a big fan of multicolored C6 replicas. We have this penguin. I've had this since I was a kid. Here's some clear C6 replicas here. These are also Kodak traditional. And I have this sort of cone-shaped tree that I made with a pipe, and I made the base out of some brake rotors. I don't think the video is really showing how stark the green actually is, but it looks really nice. Also have this nice pathway light down there. This is all new this year. I have some C9s underneath the eave here, and this multi-function display that was new old stock. It's actually the same exact one as my neighbor across the street had since I was a kid, and still uses to this day, actually. Around the window, I have GE C6 replicas here. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. And same with this window here. Maybe I'll darken this just a little bit. There we go. It shows the C9s a little bit better. Continuing on these shrubs here. Say there's, I think, 550 C6 replica clear bulbs. And this was something that I added, I want to say, in 2022. Also new this year are the wreaths, and we'll get to those in a minute. And I put these snowflakes under the windows. I've had those since I was a kid as well. I haven't used them in a long, long time. More C6 replicas are around the windows on the second floor. And C9s under the eave. And C7s on the lower part of the siding. Here's another wreath. I added that this year. And this is my probably favorite decoration I've added thus far. This was something I added last year. This is a little blow mold mouse. I modified this. It only came with LEDs originally. So I drilled a hole in it and I put a 20-watt light bulb in there. Maybe 25 watts. I don't recall exactly the wattage. And on the shrubs here, we have some red, green, and clear lights. I just installed those this year. Those were new old stock. from Frank's. This is a string of 5-way flasher clear bulbs here. This is kind of nice too. Bought that back in 2020. And here's a 16 function clear display. I will say filming Christmas lights is very difficult because of the contrast and the colors. So hopefully this comes out good. I decided to film it in 4K, 60 frames per second. There's another new wreath that I added this year. Lights around the front door. And there's some pathway lighting around the small island here. And this year I changed the railings to clear, which I think contrasts better with the shrubs. There's some candy canes in front of the shrubs over here. I've had those since I was a kid. Another wreath, I think I've installed that since 2021. And here's some more red, green, and clear lights that I got that had 1 season of use from somebody on eBay. When I went to pick it up, the person lived locally. I originally bought a couple strings of red and green, and they said, hey, I have some red and green strings that have 1 season of use if you're interested in buying them. And I said, yes, of course. So I mixed in some clear because I like the red, green, and clear color scheme. Another string of 5-way clear bulbs around the front window here, and some snowflakes. And here's another cone-shaped tree. And there's another wreath that I added this year. That one is new on the left-hand side of your photo. Here's some more red, green, and clear. And a blow mold teddy bear that I trash picked back in 2001 when I was a kid. In July, if I remember correctly. Here's some more red, green, and clear. See if I can... Now, a couple of these strings on these tall hedges over here are from 1999 and 2002, so they go back a long ways, and I've probably changed maybe about half the bulbs in them. And those were also from Frank's, as are the ones on these shrubs over here. This is another one of my favorite displays here. This is red, green, and clear C6 replica. Those are also from Kodak. I had 3 different color strings and I mixed them together to match the color scheme of the other lights. Another path outline. Down low, you can probably see that. Okay, and moving along to the back here, this is something else that I added this year, some multicolored foremost lights that I used to use out front. And there's some LEDs that are in there year-round. Okay, we'll go back out front and we'll look at the multifunction displays and see if we can film all of their different functions.